Howdy, partner! What do you mean I'm late? Time is relative, Heisenberg, and I like relative.
The strangest thing really is how FromSoft can go from publishing Game of the Year to Game of the Year in sequential Souls-like releases, and then the second they release a different genre of game, one that they had not touched in 11 years, the internet forgets about the previous games and just appreciates that game nonetheless. I'm not saying Armored Core 6 is The Witcher 3, but I'm saying it's more like a hurricane when all of FromSoft's other games are more consistently infuriating, like earthquakes. The problem with game companies that hold such a high standard to the gaming fanbase is that they are constantly expected to reach that same level of expectation with every new release. Look at Nintendo, for example. If Mario had a single bad release, Nintendo's stock price dropped by 30-40%, if not more. It's why you only get a real Mario game once every 6 or so years. No pressure, by the way. From Software made Dark Souls in 2011 and Demon Souls all the way back in 2009. Both of which got overshadowed by the releases of Minecraft and Wii Sports Resort, respectively. As a kid, there was no way I was going to be beating games that difficult. Besides, I had none of the systems needed to run them. But regardless of whether or not I tried, if I got stuck, I could always pass the controller to my older brother and say, screw this, you figure this out. Now, back to the main topic of this video, Armored Core 6. If I was a kid playing this game, I'd be able to steamroll without any problem all the missions all the way until the end of the first chapter. Then, I would get frustrated, poop my tidy whities, and pass the controller to my older brother, and he still wouldn't be able to do shit against these broken ass bosses. And then, by some miracle, either divine intervention or the use of hard drugs, one of us would beat the stupid bitch, and then the whole cycle would begin anew. 5 times. How? How can a game be so unbelievably inconsistent with its difficulty? This isn't only in missions, by the way. The weapons are inconsistently usable, the arena encounters are inconsistent, this game is inconsistent with the quality of FromSoft's recent releases. The common enemies fire an average of 2 to 3 bullets per second. Meanwhile, the bosses fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you think that's bad? Well, guess what? There are certain builds where the game expects you to dodge this. All of this. A lot of the attacks require you to dodge vertically, as flying is one of the key mechanical components of this game. However, you have a stamina bar, but unlike Dark Souls, this stamina bar does not feel anywhere near sufficient. It's like they forgot flying takes stamina because you will get caught out unrealistically often, no matter how experienced you get with the fight. Overall, a nice way to visualize the difficulty of this game is the following. Picture yourself strolling through a park, and every once in a couple meters, there's a wild Canadian goose that shows up and you have to boot him out of your way to continue on your journey. Eventually, you run into a hole in the ground, and the only way you can cross that hole is by jumping down and killing yourself, then respawning. Then continue that cycle until the hole is filled up with your dead corpses so you can travel across it safely. And you find yourself in another park and the process repeats. Each time, the hole gets deeper.
Hey listen, reviewer! Did you forget you have to review aspects of the game other than just difficulty?
No, it's a FromSoft game. Difficulty is like 60% of it.
Well, I hate you! I'm going to watch Ninja!
Oh, well, if that's the case, sure, let's talk about pacing. This is actually quite well done. There are about 4 different categories of missions: collect, hunt, shoot 'em up, and defend, which are mix-mashed pretty well together to have you never really get tired or bored while playing. I found myself enjoying search missions, which are normally a big no-no to me in games, likely mostly because your mech can do cool tricks like kickflips and ollies, and of course, though your abilities feel very limited when fighting bosses, in the rest of the game, you feel like a god. You can blast through hordes of enemies, fly onto skyscrapers, and initiate warp drive to get to where you want to go. Fun is allowed at such meticulously crafted times, through simple game mechanics. That is a recipe that I feared no game company can ever come nearly as close to mastering. The soundtrack is equally blessed, with amazing timing and unbelievable understanding of what you should be feeling when each song plays. Even when you think there isn't anything important happening, there's probably some faint background music that, when amplified, communicates a message even during the most peaceful of times. That level of effort does not go unnoticed and makes gamers recognize masterpieces where they wouldn't typically. If editing my Witcher 3 video was an acid trip to me, then I get the feeling creating Armored Core 6 was an acid trip to FromSoft. And as much as I hate to downplay what I know is a small mistake on a larger scale, I have to question what they were thinking when making it. A little side note for my loyal subscribers out there, however few you may be. I'm currently in uni pursuing a major in physics, so my video upload rate is worse than normal somehow. But how many months left in 2023? Let's see. About 2.5. Alright, I promise I will release at least 3 more videos before the end. That's all I can say for now. We'll leave it out.